So, Bertie, episode 92 today.
92.
And you were off on your travels last week.
Yeah, off in the Hollybobs.
So, the main theme of our podcast today was like camping, camper vans, off touring, that type of jazz.
Off touring.
Yes.
That's it exactly.
Camper kind of holiday.
What's better, boat or plane?
Pros
You'll
and
say
cons.
plane, Scotty.
Pros,
Yes.
cons and tips.
Yeah, you'll hear why I said plane.
Yeah.
I get in depth about my feelings on sailing and
Sharks.
and sharks.
Again.
Basking sharks even. I just don't want them touching my leg and stuff. It's gross. But then we also anyway that's our theme for today. We went on and did the
Chocolate Bar World Cup.
Chocolate Bar World Cup is back.
An impromptu waffle game, which I made up on the spot.
Love it.
Yeah, it was very good. I like that. And then we obviously finished off with our
Some shellbombs.
Bertie also spoke about his X-rated experience while over there, so listen to that.
That's true. Yeah. Which leads me perfectly into my name suggestion
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
for today. Now, I have a feeling this one's going to win. Okay, so here's my suggestion.
Okay.
Bertback Mountain.
Jesus. I was going to go with
Ching.
pros, cons and tips.
That's sexy.
Sexy.
Right, John Boy.
Berts a bit camp.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's an interesting one. So I'm
That
going to
hole
let...
better be lubed up.
Either way we go here, it's going to be bad for Bertie.
Yeah, it doesn't shine a good light.
Bertback Mountain has the same sort of connotations
It does,
as your...
Same vibes.
Yeah. I don't know. So
I
I'm
don't
going
know
to...
how you got
Because
that
it's against
from
Bertie.
what I said.
Bertie's going to have to vote on this one.
Yeah, we'll let you pick. You can pick which
You
one
can
you
pick
want.
your own one,
You can
obviously.
pick your own one as well if you want to.
No, I think John's works a little bit better than
Yeah.
yours. and John hasn't won in a while.
I think
Yay!
Bertback Mountain's brilliant. Anyway, okay. So today we have episode 92. John.
Berts a bit camp.
Why did you go Dutch?
Yeah, waffle me this, waffle me that. Thinking all the topics that you could have had. The only thing that makes me feel so alive. I'm guessing for 30, it could be only 5. Getting them all would be a superpower. You can get it every week on the JB Waffle Hour. 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 JB Waffle Hour.
Yeah. I love both those songs.
That was a special request for John.
That's not a great advertisement for your music school if you use your little guitar like that.
I don't know how to play saxophone, so is what it is. Hi.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
We may be sued for what just happened, but
No, it was less than 30 seconds.
I don't think that's true.
It is true.
Because you said that before, and I went looking. And
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What did you find out?
Nothing.
That's what usually what John does to defunk us all.
Yeah.
We might get a few extra followers by like the investigators or
Yeah.
the copywriters to follow us to find out. what's gonna-
Imro is going to be
Yeah,
following
yeah.
us everywhere we go.
Imro is now following you.
Great.
Yeah, this would
I'm
be
happy,
awesome.
happy about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get a few listeners that way.
Class.
We are here for episode 92.
Yes.
That's
92.
Nearly a big 100.
man.
I hope you all listened to last week's episode 91. We talked about guilty pleasure movies. It's not really what I thought we were going to talk about. It was just about movies that you like, maybe that kind of crap.
In a very comfy studio we were as well.
It was lovely.
Yes, exactly.
Very nice. Nice coffee.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the coffee.
Good.
Shout out to the girl that was working there for the day,
Yeah.
Agneta.
Yeah.
Cheers for the coffee.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, thanks for play through. And she made herself absent for a while as well.
She did.
While
did.
the show was running.
Yeah, and there was 2 little small helpers
The
around
elves.
as well.
Yeah.
Elves, yes.
Is that what they were?
Mm.
Oh, right,
They,
okay.
they are
Who were also very quiet. So kudos
fair
to them.
play.
They were super quiet, weren't they?
Yeah.
good kids. Yeah, well done.
And no real difference in the audio. I didn't hear
Except
anything
the
different.
dog. The
No.
dog actually was very unruly.
Yes. Yes.
I liked the way when it started raining and the dog was just there, all majestic, looking out at the sky,
Yeah.
and then realised he was getting wet.
like Hercules.
He's like, please bring me in, bring me in. Your dog is pampered,
He is. He looked after.
in fairness. Like,
Yeah, he is looked after.
if you're going to have a dog, you have to take care of it, I suppose.
One of the family.
Yep. That's
Yeah, yeah, fair play.
Just before we get kick off into it, it is Bank Holiday Monday, so everything goes out the window. I have no notes, no
All right.
shellbombs, no.
You're not going to
You're like me.
introduce the podcast at all.
I just did.
That was it.
Yeah. Also, as we usually say, please subscribe, rate, follow, like, comment, interact with us on Spotify. Follow us on Spotify. Make sure you share anything you see us doing. There is a story about why there was no videos over last week, though.
Oh, right. Go on.
Go on, tell us.
Well, I was on my holiday bops, and unfortunately, it's not great when you're a social media person, Fergus, and I both go on holidays at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like Batman and Bruce Wayne,
Well, Fergus, he didn't have the passwords. You're the only one with the password.
Yes, I'm the password guy.
Yeah, but it's nice to give people a break for a little while, just
Yes.
so they'll miss us.
So I was on holidays and discovered I didn't have the SD card, even though I had my laptop. So
Yeah.
I couldn't do any of the videos.
well.
Unfortunately.
Well, we're getting through the messages, so
Yeah.
whoever messages us on that week, just wondering what the story was of the stories, we will get back to you eventually. Just a few there to get.
You haven't been home yet, have you? This is literally your first stop.
No, I came from Chester to
Right.
this studio to do this podcast.
Now, the thing is, I broke into your house while you were away to try and get the SD card so we could upload some videos.
The SD card wasn't there. It was in my car in
Yeah,
Chester.
well, I found that out, obviously. I couldn't find it anywhere. I was rooting through everything.
We did find another card, but we handed that into the garden. So obviously it was nothing to do.
I
with
was
you.
going through your dad's underwear drawer and
Oh,
everything.
Jesus.
There were just stuff everywhere. I made a right mess of the place. Your dad didn't have a clue who I was. So when you get home, there may be a few surprises for you.
He probably actually doesn't know who you are, to be honest.
He wouldn't. Sure, I've never met your dad, have I?
I don't know.
I've seen him from afar, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Is he a
once.
listener? Does he listen?
He knows John, of course, but
Of course he does.
Of course, yeah.
Because you
Best
guys are best buddies.
Mhm,
that's it.
mhm.
Feeling so segregated.
He's
But
just
you-
like an older Bertie. He's like actually cool as well.
Oh, well, then I've met him.
you both got at home the same magnet, so
Yeah, got a
just
magnet.
keep it even. Like,
Oh, is it the exact same magnet?
no, I didn't bring the exact same, but the same
Oh.
size,
Does yours look different to mine?
It
Same.
does a little bit, look.
Whose is
Same.
bigger?
same value.
Yours is wider, mine is longer.
Okay, sure. Look,
I can usually see if John has liked some of these posts by Lad Bible, but he hasn't liked this one. So
Good.
a tourist doesn't get jail time for bringing in weed jellies and magic mushrooms on a trip to Ireland.
Right.
So a lad was on holidays, Canadian tourist, and of course in Canada it's perfectly legal there. But the fact of the matter was he brought in €1,400 worth of the cannabis jellies and magic mushrooms on his trip to Ireland. And he was spared jail time and a court conviction. His lawyer said that the drugs were perfectly legal in Canada and that he intended to have them with his friend during his trip.
yeah.
I have a few questions about this now, to be honest.
Psychedelics are legal in Canada, are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he brought them here. But that's a lot of drugs to be taken on your holiday.
Depends how long your holiday is.
Yeah,
Like €1,400 worth, or did it say the quantity?
€1,400 worth. So
Like,
God knows how much.
Is that like the
actually.
guard kind of thing where it's only worth 400?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Make it look
Um,
better for the news.
So the other thing is, like, if he was convicted there, but he did. Okay, the judge he told him to pay €1,000 to Merchants Key Project, which assists in affected people with drug addiction and stuff. So he had to pay a fine of €1,000 for bringing it into the country. Where do you stand on that? Like, should he have gotten away with it in the deniability?
Well, if you're bringing drugs into a country, I really think you should probably read a book or read the rules.
Yeah, you shouldn't really assume it, I guess.
Yeah.
You have
Or
to
declare
abide
it.
by the rules of the region or location you're in.
You're going to. I suppose that's good to get common sense.
I think he chanced it and he got caught.
Do you think that's what it was?
Was it up his bum?
I didn't say. No, I think it was just in his
no.
bag. Like,
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
he's
No,
quite honest about it.
it's like bringing a penknife in your bag. You know you're not, it's harmless, but you're not meant to bring it into a country like bringing a penknife into Pakistan or something.
yeah, it's just stupid, isn't it?
You read the rules and don't.
I got a forked parag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got a what?
a fork. There's a fork in that bag
Oops.
that I brought to Prague.
I brought a big
And
full.
it never set off anything.
All
I brought
right.
a can of Coke once in my hand luggage.
Really?
Which technically wasn't allowed, but I got it
'Cause
to
of
my
the
hotel
liquid-
and realized, yeah, because of the liquid
liquid
thing, yeah.
Right.
But they didn't cop it.
Are they pulling back on that type of stuff now? The liquids and stuff going through. Are they allowing you a little bit more?
In
Or
certain airports, you don't have to even empty your bag anymore. You
Great.
just it's all
They've
you don't. Yeah, it's all scanning things.
that was all since 9/11,
Yeah,
which was how many years ago is that now?
2001.
What years is that?
2001,
2023, so 2001.
Hmm.
That's a long time ago, and it's
Mm.
still ongoing from that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
But yeah, interesting little outcome there. We had to pay €1,000. That kind of ruined your holiday, wouldn't it?
Mm. Yep.
Kind of sucks. But anyway,
Look, he wasn't like in
And it probably got took off.
Colombia or something.
I would imagine so. They wouldn't just hand it
So
back to you and say,
$2,500 down.
"You have to take all of these right now."
Yeah, that'd be class.
Teach you a lesson. It's like the
They
parents
should
who
do
make you
that, though.
smoke all the cigarettes.
They should do that for all drug people bringing them
Jeez,
in.
can you
Just say,
imagine?
I'm going to watch you take all those drugs.
Imagine someone smuggling a load of like cocaine up their bum,
Mm.
and they have to take the whole lot of it.
Like 6 security guards standing around you.
We're going to watch you as you take
Video,
all of
video
that.
on you.
Did you see that
Jeez.
they were making people? Oh, was that a TV show?
Or was this a dream that I
It's a
had?
Or was that real? No, it wasn't a dream. Maybe it was a TV show, was it? Because it was in their boobies.
What?
So instead of like a silicone, it was cocaine,
Oh, right.
and
Okay.
they put them in. But
Wow.
I'm not sure if that was a TV show or
Stitched
not.
them in like
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
oh my god, that's horrible.
It is.
People go to some lengths, won't they? In
Mm.
fairness,
Yeah.
wasn't there a girl out in was she an Irish girl out in some part of Asia got caught as a drug
Oh, you're
dealer?
from Northern
Yeah.
Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes,
what was
yes,
the story
yes.
with her? She was in the
Remember.
news
She
recently.
was doing the bowel thing. She got paid to bring drugs in, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
and she is now doing the
Got caught.
time.
Yeah, I suppose there's a difference with people being paid to do
She's
it.
home now.
Yeah,
Oh, is she back?
Yeah.
And then
Alright.
people being forced to do it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Or like, yeah.
No, she wasn't. She was making money. Inside.
Is that what that was? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever
Oh.
watch your man on that Nothing to Declare, the Irish version, Bruce?
No.
You ever see him?
No.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Dublin Airport, is it?
Yeah, but there's this guy called Bruce Jennings or something like that. But basically, look him up on YouTube. He has a whole segment of best Bruce moments. He's like a proper dub, like an inner dub city kind of guy, but he's a customs agent.
All right.
And he's like, "Come on over here, you. Come on over here. What have you got in your bag?" Yeah, he's brilliant. Like,
No way.
where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? And it'd be like a Chinese person, not understand his language, his accent.
Pure dub. Welcome to
He's
Dublin.
class. You should look him up. Look him up.
Okay, so my next bit of news. We've talked about this lad before. He's the guy who dresses up like a dog in Japan. Do you ever see that fella?
Yeah.
He's got a 20 grand wolf costume, and he's unmasked himself. But he's saying that it makes him feel no longer human. He's been wearing this suit for so long now. He told the Times that when I wear my costume, I feel I'm no longer human. I'm free from human relationships, all kinds of troubles related to work and other things. I can just forget about them. And the costume took more than 50 days to complete. And now there is 50 people in the last few days who have requested suits, the exact same suits from the company now, who are looking to buy.
Did he get surgery yet or anything like that? No.
Or is it just a suit?
I don't think so. I think
So
it's
he
just a suit.
he can be normal if he wants. It's
He
not
can
like
take it off. Yeah.
It's not like he got facial surgery or something like that.
No. It's just a really realistic suit that he wears
Okay.
around. And he
Did you
just
see
goes around in
the
public.
zoo? I think it's in China. That they're after getting criticised
Oh,
for
yeah.
having a fake bear.
It's not a fake bear, though, is it?
No,
It
but it
looks
looks
fake.
fake
It
when
looks-
it's standing up.
It's
Yeah,
But
hilarious.
when you see him go back down, you can see that is a bear.
Yeah.
It's just whatever way. But that must be just the way bears are when they stand on their hind legs.
I
They
think-
go all saggy in their bum.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's to do with the amount that he's getting fed. Maybe he's not
Maybe.
eating enough.
When he goes back
That
down
lad.
on all fours, he looks like a
Oh,
bear.
it's just a bear. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does actually look like a human
Yeah.
when he's standing up.
because
Does he
there-
scratch his arse or something?
there's
and
not
pulls up his
many of
jocks?
those particular bears. That's why people were wondering how they managed to get one of those bears. You see,
Oh,
so that's
right.
where it all came from.
What I was more amazed is like I'm nearly 40 now and I didn't know that kind of bear existed, and I thought
Oh.
I'd seen every animal.
What type of bear is it?
Bear. Some bear.
There's six
Chinese bear.
There's,
Oh, right, yeah.
there's 6 kind of bears.
Has a name.
All right.
There's the brown bear,
Yep.
polar bear,
Yes. Grizzly.
panda bear,
Oh, right.
grizzly as well, and then I think there's 2 more.
A hard to.
Uh,
A hard to.
a
hard to bear.
I like it.
Uh,
Is it either a Paddington or a Winnie the Pooh?
mm.
Pooh Bear?
Paddington, he liked marmalade.
He did like marmalade. And
He did.
Pooh Bear likes honey,
Mm.
which is why he's so tubby.
Mm.
Types of bears.
Cute little tubby bear eating his honey.
Mm.
So there's the American black bear, brown bear, polar bear,
There's more than 6 in that list there, buddy.
Asian black bear.
You could have used that for your
Giant
waffle
panda.
game for later on.
Oh no.
Oh, look at that.
Too late
It's
now.
gone now.
A Kodiak bear.
Anyway, would you... This is where do you stand in this? Do you think this is like bordering on slightly on like mental illness, where that he's getting so involved in this suit that it's kind of taking him away from
But
reality?
you can identify as whatever you want now.
I know, no, it's not even about identifying, but he says that this takes him to a different place completely, and he loses all of his troubles, and it takes him out of like being a human. He says that he doesn't feel human anymore. So is this or is this exactly the same? Fair play to him. This is exactly the same as going out for a few drinks on the weekend and getting out of your face and losing all your troubles.
Well, he's just dressing up as a dog. It's like John said, like wasn't there some cat lady or something that had loads of operations with whiskers and all that? That's different.
That's very far.
He's just dressing up as a dog.
Yeah. I
So
was
leave him out.
worried. I heard the story, but I thought he had surgery to look like a dog.
All right, yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll Google that actually and just make sure. But
It's a really good costume.
Okay, last bit of news, and a bit of good news for all Meath men. Evan Ferguson named the second best football wonder kid in the world
Wonder kid.
currently
For what sport?
for soccer.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's 18 years old. Obviously, if you don't know who he is, he plays for Brighton and he's the Republic of Ireland striker. He's probably the main striker now, I'd say, wouldn't he be already?
Hopefully.
And the rankings consisted of
Although
players.
Adam Eda scored there at the weekend.
Oh, did he as well?
yeah, last
it's-
minute winner, I think.
It's going to be a good
Or
year for
equaliser.
Irish players, I think.
Hopefully.
But the rankings consisted from players, all the players born in 2004 who featured in over 450 minutes for their club during the 22-23 season. And like you think of the likes of players that are there, like that. There's a lot of really, really good players
there is.
in this is all over the world.
It's a big list.
You know,
But
that's
it
huge.
was a voting thing as well.
Where the players could vote themselves.
No, it was online voting as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I voted for him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you could just go down, and I think that comes into account, but not like it's not like the main voting or whatever.
Right. Okay. But
It was
still,
that.
that isn't that amazing? He's named the second best priest. Second best priest. Who was number one, actually? Should I actually...
That's what I'm googling it.
Ferguson ranked behind, Real Madrid striker Endrick. And there you go.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. Fair play to him.
Great
yeah.
achievement
And he's
for
from County Meath.
He's from Bettystown, yeah?
Yeah,
Jesus.
basically. Yeah.
Just up the road. Big Meath head in him.
Ah,
you
sure.
can tell when you look at him.
England tried to take him as well, because his mother's English.
Oh, of course they did, of course. But they can't get him. He's declared now for Ireland.
He is,
and
yeah.
he's
Good.
locked in, nice
Yep.
and tight.
Good.
Speaking of soccer, feel free to join our fantasy Premier
Oh, yeah.
League.
Oh, is there a Fantasy Premier League?
Yeah, I posted in the WhatsApp group.
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
I even
Yeah.
questioned it.
Oh, did you? I
Because it's my
don't-
first ever fancy football league.
Was this today?
No, like during the week.
Oh,
during
someone
last
else,
week.
someone else
I
texted
set
me
it
about
up.
a Fantasy Football League.
I did send in so
Do we?
the code is 51 small a small f small p 1.
That's it?
Yeah, and I think we'll give a few gifts out, will we?
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Top 4 Champions League.
Top 4 is Champions League places, yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
the top 4 finishers will get a little something from us.
Like a mug. JB Waffler mug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, no,
Or
actually,
coaster.
position number 3 and number 4 have to play each other at the end of the season for a coaster.
Fight
or
to
a
the
mug.
death.
Yeah, or a T-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Number 1 will get something fantastic. Maybe get to come on to the podcast.
Yeah, be a guest.
Oh yeah,
on
there
the
you go.
podcast.
You can be a guest in the podcast section.
Actually, that's probably a bad.
They're probably like, no,
the booby,
no.
the booby prize.
give me the cup. Give me the cup. Right, well, that's all of my news we're flying through today. That's my
Jesus,
news.
we are.
Excellent.
So today's topic, Bertie, we didn't ask. People will know. Listeners to the podcast will know that we usually say, "How was your weekend, lads?" That's my saying. But sometimes, and more frequently lately, I haven't been asking that question because the topic of the podcast
It's
is
about the
related to the weekend. So you went on a bit of a trip, didn't you?
I did.
Yes, we love this because that's podcast material.
Yes, I spend much money getting podcast material.
It was an interesting trip. You left.
Yeah.
We did the podcast last Saturday.
Yes,
Because you weren't going to be here on Monday.
on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, which people won't have really noticed. But you've been gone now. How many days was it in total?
So went last Monday morning and came back quite recently.
About
An hour ago.
Yeah.
So where did you go? What did you do? What were you doing? What's the crack?
Well, I just fancy doing something different. And I was looking at YouTube channels, or was on YouTube last year, Lost in Transit, and they're going a transit around the place and stuff.
Yeah.
So no, I'd like to do that as something different, because you kind of gone around Ireland, and I've gone to some of the major cities, Paris, Berlin, Amsterdam, Rome, and all that, and you're just thinking, what else could you do? And like, we were meant to go to Wales last year, but in the car and travel around in the car, and we just didn't get to go, so it's cancelled. So we still had credit on the Irish ferries.
Right.
So I said, "Oh, sure, will we go get the camper?" And then I must have been googling or searching campers or something last year, and then you know the way Instagram was obviously linked to it.
Yeah.
And an Instagram page came up, Calico, I don't know which way you say it, campers.
Right.
And it's literally, this lady has, Claire, she has just 2 campers.
Right.
And she doesn't put any restriction on the miles. And it was quite reasonable, and she'd take your car and put it in a lock-up and all that and look after it. And I said, "Oh, that looks good." So on a whim last August, I paid the deposit for this August.
That was
right.
well in advance.
Yeah.
Shady Mac.
And now she's probably really busy. That's probably as far in advance as you probably have to do it. I don't know. It just so happens the week that I wanted was there. So she has 2. She's one of the big ones and then one of the smaller ones. So it's a Vauxhall €5, is it? It's like a Renault Traffic or whatever. One of those sizes. Like.
Okay.
And so we had credit from the boat last year. So we said, sure, we'll go on the boat, because I was pricing to see flight to Liverpool and then get the train to Chester.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's obviously outside Chester as well, and because we had the boat credit, we said we'd go on the boat. Lucky we did, because you do have to bring extra stuff with you
Right, okay.
that, like, literally you wouldn't be able to bring on Ryanair for a camper, like, you know.
Like what? What were the extra stuff that you brought along?
Yeah, well, you're obviously bringing like extra clothes, because you have to bring rain clothes, then you have to bring all your toilet stuff, you have to bring blankets and sheets and towels, which you wouldn't bring if you were going to a hotel or that.
Blankets and sheets and towels. They don't provide them in the camper, no?
No, well, actually, what I seen on one of the emails, and I didn't see it when I was booking it, is you can request them,
Okay.
but only sheets, not like the blankets or
Like, not
duvets.
duvets
or
and stuff, yeah.
yeah, pillows. So you have to bring them, and they're kind of bulky items anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your few other bits, because you have to bring a laptop as well for the telly or whatever. Now there is a telly in it, but it goes on satellite, so some places we got, you wouldn't get any reception or whatever.
Just get Italian porn the whole week. Just one channel.
In some of the valleys you're in, you actually go nothing on it, like, you know.
All right.
So a few months ago anyway, I went on to pitchup.com and booked the campsites. Now I didn't know whether we were going to like the camper or what way it was going to work, or whether, you know, so I kind of bookended it with a hotel.
Right, okay.
Now, in hindsight, looking back, you were better off actually just going on the camper, but you didn't know what way to work it. You kind of was learning about it and stuff, and I wasn't too bad, because I've driven vans before.
Right.
Now, the only thing I'd actually miss is the cruise control. There's no cruise control on it.
All right, okay.
So going on, I had to look up to see what year it was, just out of curiosity, because, you know, England and the reg plates.
Yeah, you don't have a clue.
Oh, yeah.
No, so I
It's
think
a pain, that, isn't it?
I think the first few numbers, I think, is the region it's from, or the first 2 letters. Then you've 2 numbers, but the 2 numbers starts in 2002, and then from, I think, is it August to March is one number, and then March to someone else is another number, and it crosses over years. I was like, what the? But anyway, I found out that the camper was around in 2016.
Sorry, I have to do something. You made me imagine a yellow reg.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Punch it.
So apart from that, like, it had no reverse camera, which I don't mind. I didn't actually miss that. It was actually the cruise control I missed the most.
Yeah,
Just because you're constantly having your foot on it. And then just took a while to get used to it, because obviously it doesn't have the same takeoff. I haven't driven a van in a while.
Do you not? Would you, being Irish, would you not use your experience from watching Father Ted and go, "We'll put a brick on the accelerator"?
Yeah.
Well, we could have done that.
Yeah.
But like, it's a nice van. She has kept quite clean. But like, we got the boat sailed at 8 o'clock last Monday.
Right.
And then coming off in Holyhead, like, the boat is so handy. I know it's obviously dearer. So the only way you make money, or it being value for money, I suppose you'd say, because the flights to Liverpool was, when I looked at them at the same time as I booked the boat, I think they were working out maybe $350
Each?
no, together.
Together.
Like,
No, that's not bad.
No, it's not too bad. But then you had to get the train down to Chester. Then you'd have to get a taxi out to where the thing was. Like,
It's handiness at the same time, bringing the car over.
Now,
I've never done it.
the boat
Have you
is the boat €600.
Kind of, but I don't want to interrupt Bertie's story.
You kind of brought it on the boat.
No,
Did
I
you just
no,
miss
I-
the ramp or
I-
something?
No, I brought a car in the boat because I bought a car in Scotland. But anyway, that's a whole different story.
Yeah. Was that a Volvo?
The Volkswagen.
Oh, the
Golf,
Volkswagen.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I was on a
right.
boat with that, and that was handy.
And you brought it back on the boat?
Yep.
Very good.
So, like, obviously, the more people you have, the cheaper it is. So, if, like, there was, I don't know, 4 friends going on, it's the same price.
That makes sense.
If you, obviously, there was loads of families, in like campers and caravans, and even ones we seen Dutch people coming to Ireland on the way back and things like that. So it's €600, which didn't feel too bad because
it's always 6 for the car. Just
So you have car and 2 people. Now I don't know what it is if you're just 2 people going over.
What if you have like a 7-seater thing? You just split it between you.
Well, so I don't know what the story is because I obviously selected car. Now, if you select caravan, that's a bigger spot. Is that there? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
now
2 spots probably.
Because we had to cancel the boat. I think was it 2 days before we were saying last year, just because of what happened. That we got half back, so like it wasn't that big of a hit.
Sorry, what did happen? The sea dried up.
No. Sarah's dad had to go to hospital.
Oh right, okay.
And have an operation, so she wanted to be home or whatever, which is grand. So we had 300 paid, so we actually only had to pay the other 300 for this year.
Oh, great.
Because they gave us back 300 credit. Like
that's great.
Lovely.
Nice of them to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, in some ways it's much better than going on Ryanair or Aer Lingus, but in other ways, obviously, it depends where you're going and what you're doing.
I mean, how much is a train and taxis and stuff on average? What are you talking?
I think the price was it like £20 or £19 or something? Liverpool to Chester, I think it was something like that.
Right, so you're talking about
it
40.
It wasn't massively expensive.
Yeah, but you're talking about 40 quid already on the train.
Yeah,
you're talking about a taxi again on top of that.
Another 40
So
probably.
you're kind of eking towards that 300 anyway.
And you have the comfort of your own car now.
Yeah, and the handiness of it as well.
Yeah, and I mean,
worth it.
It was so easy. Like you went up, they knew your reg, so they knew who you are. When you got to the thing, they gave you the yoke to put on the rear view mirror.
Were they like, it's Bertie from the JB Waffle Hour?
JB Waffle Hour, and they had it playing in the background.
I love your podcast. And then you just go in your line and you wait in your line until the car is bored on.
Right.
And they direct you on and everything. You get out and you go upstairs, you find your seat, and then that's you. And then it says when you're nearly, I don't know, going into port or whatever, or docking.
Get down in your car. It's like the Amazing Race. Everyone runs down to their car and starts their engines.
Yeah, well, actually, some people are starting, but you're obviously sitting in the queue and you're waiting for the thing to open. Some people started their engine as soon as they got in. You think, why?
Yeah, why are you doing? You're just filling the place full of fumes.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's so easy to get on the boat and everything. And like I said, the bulky items that you are bringing, and you could afford to bring maybe the extra things. So like, I bought like your waterproof clothes just in case you're out here, like your walking boots then as well, and your couple of pairs of runners, your couple of jackets then as well, just in case. And so it was much better to go on the boat.
Just great job, isn't it?
Boats are great.
I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah.
I think the amount of cars that are just in the bottom of that yoke.
Oh yeah.
Imagine if that sunk.
It was a big car park basically. It's a multi-story car park.
It is just floating across the sea.
And then there's a hotel up above.
Isn't it amazing?
One time, I thought it was amazing because this was my first time on a boat back when I was bringing the car back from Scotland.
Really?
Well, I was on boats, but not a cruise ship with you
big one
put your
across the sea.
car in, right? But it's just weird. You're parking the car park, and then you go up into this hotel-looking place where there's a bar and there's like seats and stuff like that. And it was just the freedom that you had, because I was like walking around going, "Can I walk here?" Yeah. So like the barman going, "Can I walk out here?" Yeah, you can. And then I walked around, and then I went up, and I went out the door, and then it was just ocean everywhere, and I was like, I was on the deck.
Yeah.
The deck was totally empty because it was like a little bit of rain drizzle and it was fog, so nobody was up there. I just found it so odd that I could just walk around the deck of a boat.
Fairly free. Yeah.
Nobody going to stop me walking around. I could jump off. I
mean, that's because they know people won't go out there because it's freezing.
Yeah, but it was just weird. It was just weird.
Yeah, it's a strange scenario. Do you have any fear of sailing at all?
No.
I do.
Yeah?
I hate the sea.
As the sinking you don't like?
Yeah, I've had in my head the whole time when I'm there, it's like, we're definitely sinking. We're going down. And this place is going to fill with water, and then I'm going to have to get to the top of the boat when it goes up like this, like Titanic, and I'm going to be going slowly down. And then for some reason, even though I'm in between Ireland and England, there's going to be sharks.
There's probably been
definitely
more planes with trouble in the last 10 years than
you're scared of flying, no?
But see, no. See, if a plane goes down, you're gone. Whatever.
Yeah,
sinking is, what's happening.
Yeah, but you have a life
constantly.
jacket.
But you'll be freezing then, and a shark comes and eats you.
and a boat.
Yeah, it makes me uneasy.
You'd be floating on something, or there'd be there's like literally on boats, there's a lifeboat to save you.
Yeah,
there is a life vest.
But then when you're floating,
the third one is you can swim.
yeah, I know.
When on your plane,
I'm actually a very good swimmer.
When you're on a
Based
plane,
on the
it's
one movie you watched, that boat sank.
No, 2 movies, Jaws as well.
I feel even safer now that I'm thinking about how boats are.
But I think it's just the ocean in general. It's the uneasiness that I don't know what's down there. Like, it's just so far down deep, and they just have.
I do get freaked out if I'm paddling in the ocean. I'm like, what's underneath?
Yeah, that freaks me out.
That freaks me out. Boats doesn't bother.
All right, okay. So you're just easy enough. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. That's my.
So you're
fears
strange.
quelled.
You're strange is what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
You're one of a million.
I have a bit of a weird fear. I think it's the only real big fear that I have, other than having snots in my nose and talking to someone. Do you ever have that?
Oh, wow.
I have a fear of like just when chatting away and
Keep me
someone's
honest.
looking at me and there's a snot hanging here.
Yeah, well, look, that's
legitimate.
That's on the WhatsApp group that me and Bertie just have.
Scott snots.
Scott Snots. That's a segment.
It is. Well, yeah,
Snots.
anyway, sorry. Back to camping.
So we went on the Swift, which is only 2 hours.
Taylor Swift.
That's the quick boat.
She swims across pretty nipply.
Oh, yeah.
She does in her spare time.
Then you shake it off.
So much room in her back.
That's how she gets so many boyfriends. She's always bringing people back and forth between Ireland and England. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, it's a fine boat.
Tis a fine boat.
Yeah, it was grand. And then when we got off, of course, it was raining.
Yeah.
But like even in Holyhead, everything's signposted. You come out on the main road.
The other side of the road.
Yeah.
You're driving on the right.
No, it's the same side road.
Beep, 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 beep.
And we stopped in Conway, and there was a few showers, and we just walked around there. That's kind of halfway between Holyhead and Chester.
David Conway.
And then
How are you, David?
this is what it's going to be like. There's just no point telling stories.
I met David Conway there last week, actually, for the
Very
first time in ages.
Well, last week, but he was in Cardiff.
Oh, yeah. You pulled into David Conway.
Bertie met him there.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
I walked around there and had lunch, and then went to find the place. And we were meant to be there for 3 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock you wouldn't arrived and opened the gate. And it's like a compound where loads of people store like trailers and campers and stuff like that.
All right, okay.
So they have the 2 campers there. It took about maybe 40 minutes just to go through everything. Shows how everything worked. She had to check the license. And in England, you can log onto a website and put in your license number, and it comes up if you have penalty points.
Right.
Of course, for Ireland, it does not work like that.
No.
So you have to ring up as the NDLS.
No.
Oh,
Right.
for God's sake.
And we were speaking to a fairly nice fella called Samuel. And
Hi, Samuel.
yep.
Did you tell him about the Chippy Waffle?
He knew. Get out.
I
And
know that voice.
it takes 10 days via email to get your
Oh, my God.
your thing to say you have no points in your license. But he did say it on the phone on the speaker, and Claire heard it, so she was happy enough that. But just for her records and stuff, that she needed the actual email. And he has to like spell out everything as per
Yeah.
whatever it is. Oh my God, spell out my name, spell out my email address, and then Sarah had to do it then as well. Like so that took an extra 20 minutes or so.
Do you think being Irish and going over to, it was Chester you went to, was it?
Chester, yeah.
Going to England, should we have like a little trick ID card where we hold one up and it's got like us with a balaclava on? Just hand it to them, see what they say.
Yeah.
I was actually saying like you'd walk by some pubs, and obviously they're very English pubs. Most pubs are just like normal
In England, like.
in England, like others have like all the flags and whatever, and some. But you don't feel the same way in England as you do in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Because that's their home. They're allowed to put up their flags.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're seeing the Union Jack, and it actually
Yeah, you're in a different country.
Yeah, it doesn't bother you.
Are you a changed man, Bertie?
But like no, I'd always be like that in England, because as the thing is, that's their home. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
you're in England.
So
Yeah.
Northern Ireland is a
your
bit
home.
different. But like all the pubs we went to, Grant, and there's like, I think the pub trade is such a staple over there. There's like pubs everywhere that do food, and like random in villages. Where you go through Ireland, all these pubs in like small villages in Ireland are probably closed.
Yeah.
But there's like
Pubs are for drinking.
you'd go out of a 30 zone into a 50 zone, and about a kilometre up the road you're back into a 30 zone, because the villages are so close,
Right.
and they've all got 2 or 3 pubs or whatever.
They're not. It's a nice little. That's a lovely little part of the country, isn't it? That?
Yeah. So we stayed in Chester in the Mill Hotel. It was kind of a standard hotel. It was grand, like.
Mm-hmm.
And then we headed off then on Tuesday morning to Dale Farm. So I follow Nick and Joanne on YouTube. They have a farm as well.
So explain what it is, Dale Farm.
It's just it's a working farm, but they have a campsite, like.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and it's literally like if you see Emmerdale, because Emmerdale's in the Yorkshire Dales, but this place is in another Dales.
Yeah.
I can't remember the county.
Emmerdale.
Yes.
But
yes.
if you think of that village, the pubs were literally like the Wolf Pack or whatever, and
Yeah.
it was all the buildings are that like, is it like grey or sandstone colour or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, talk about picturesque. And the pub was lovely. Had food, and like it had this really red carpet, and like in England, everywhere is nearly dog friendly. Like you're literally in all the pubs and there's dogs there and they're having their pints or having their food and it's just accepted and all outside signs saying dog friendly.
Are you sure that didn't say dogging friendly?
Pineapple upside down. But in Ireland, like I think there's only like 2 places that are dog friendly. You could definitely learn a thing. Now I will say in England what we noticed is that there's definitely a more camper caravan vibe. Like when you're on the motorway, the amount of campers that you pass and caravans. Where in Ireland you don't actually pass that much. But like England is huge. Like we were driving for with the longest drive we done was from Dale Farm to Chippy Nortan, where we stayed in the hotel as well. Well, it was a pub hotel, but like the rooms were so nice.
Pubtel.
And that's a nice little village as well. But that was I probably left it a little bit far that distance, but I wanted to go to Diddley Squat Farm.
So class.
Farm.
Are you going to talk about this?
Yeah.
Class. Can't wait to get to that part.
So Chippy Nortan is the village, and if you watch Clarkson's Farm, it's situated between Chislington and Chippy Nortan. Chippy Nortan being the slightly bigger place. And so we stayed there because there was actually a campsite there, but once again I wasn't sure what way we'd be going, whether we'd like it or not, whether it was really hard to sleep in or whatever. So I said, right, we'll stay somewhere after the first night and we can assess the situation then or whatever.
And how was the sleeping situation in it?
Oh, grand, it's got a rock and roll bed, the camper. So
right.
it's got like seats with seat belts if other people were there, and that like slides down to form the bed. And so during the day you have 2 seats.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's what they call a rock and roll bed. Oh yes, but tell you about the camper. Yeah, and it's
a futon, like.
No, like it's two seats, like normal like van seats or back of the van seats.
Back of the van,
and then there's a like a clip underneath, and then you pull it and you push it down, and it forms a bed. So it's for me, it's probably the length of me because maybe a little bit longer. So if you're much taller, you'd obviously be too short or whatever. Yeah. And there's storage space beside the bed, like a cabinet with a roller thing on it.
And did you fit? Both of you fit?
Yeah.
Very good.
Two hobs, the sink, there's a fridge in it as well. It's solar panelled if you want to go like wild camping. So like there's an app in I can't remember the name of it that's suggested to get if you're not going to campsites. So if you can say, oh, does this car park let you park overnight or whatever? Yeah. But we were going to campsites anyway. But campsites are like £30 is what a campsite is for the night, which is very reasonable.
Were you then starting to, like after the first night sleeping there and doing your breakfast and stuff in the van, were you then looking at the mortgage application that you have in there and be like, you know what, I think we could probably do this full time.
Yeah.
we look for a van
when we
go
tell
home.
You, I'd love actually to get a camper because there's so many pros to it, but it also depends on what kind of holiday person you are. So if you like going to the cities and going around the city, then a camper's really no good to you. Where if you like going to all like the country stuff, outdoorsy thing, going for walks and hikes and maybe going to farm places or animal places and going to see the country. So what we tried to do to the best we could was to stay off motorways. Right. Literally you could have went to all these places via motorway. Yeah. Well, the majority of them. But we were only on a motorway from Dale Farm down. We were on Brian Clough Way, so we came in at Long Derby and near Nottingham as well, and that's the most motorway we're on. Sometimes a little bit of dual carriageway, but we try to stay off them because you want to see the English countryside. Things like all the little towns, and you find the little pubs for the food or whatever.
And you signed a Robin Hood though?
No, but there was a pub called the Robin Hood. And what we noticed about, there's such a thing called a free house.
Right.
So you'll see
the sound of that these days.
Stuff.
You'll see the pubs and it'll have the pub name, whatever it's called. I know, the Geese and Duck or something. And you'll have underneath a free house. So that is like one person owns that.
Right.
But then there's pubs that aren't a free house, which means like it's a chain. So I think the Red Lion is a chain of pubs.
Oh, okay.
And they were dotted all over the place. And there was another one, and the Royal Oak, I think, is a chain as well.
And why are they discerning between the two different types of pubs?
So that you know that you're going in and there's actually someone called, I know, Barry, that owns this pub.
Mr.
And
Goose.
they might have owned it. Like if you went to Beliver with McLaughlin's, they've owned it for years and stuff like that. So you know that it's a local person that owns it, and you might want to go to them to give business rather than a chain restaurant or chain pub or whatever. Like.
Holistic pubs. There's not many of those here in Ireland, is there? Every pub is kind of... yeah, that's the only one, yeah, really.
What's the difference is I noticed, and I think it was some act in Ireland or something, wasn't it? A liquor licensing act, that the name had to be on the pub. at some stage. So that's why all of them seems to have your second name.
Mm.
So Lehman's isn't called Lehman's, it's called Griffin's.
Yeah.
But there's loads of them that have names over the door rather than.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shellbomb.
So
Why is Lenahan's called? What Lenahan's is Griffin's, is it?
yeah,
So why is it called Lenahan's?
because Lehman owns it,
Oh right,
but he
okay,
didn't
okay.
know it was on it.
Who runs it now? Griffin.
No. Tom Lehman runs it.
Oh,
So
right.
apparently, right. So this Griffin fella owned it, and Tom's dad came to be an apprentice barman,
Right.
and then he died, and he started running it, and then Tom took it over when.
So they didn't
His
change
dad
the name.
did.
It's called the James Griffin Bar.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
but everyone calls it Lenahan's.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tom is there all
Very
the time.
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he change it to Lenahan's?
Because
Doesn't have to.
maybe it's on the license or something.
Yeah, you see, so there's something to do with the licensing law from years ago that your name had to be over the door, where in England it doesn't seem like that. You don't see like a Scanlon's or Burns or McLaughlin's or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all like the Royal Oak, the King's Head, Queen's, whatever,
Queen's
and
Arm.
things like that. Like
What makes Lenahan's so popular as opposed to any of the other pubs in the town? I know we're taking a little bit of a segue there, but what makes a popular pub like that?
well,
it
the,
seems
ba-
like
the
it's just-
Bounty's getting popular now.
Yeah, I see that as well.
Yeah, Clive done it up.
What
It's real
is?
nice inside. The
The
Bounty.
Bounty.
The Bounty, yeah.
There tends to it goes in waves. Like you'll get
Yeah.
just one pub will be 10 years. Remember it was McCormick's when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And then it just goes in a wave and goes to somewhere else. I remember.
I think it's the age, really.
it?
Now the Bounties, I think it's when people are so young in that bar, you kind of go, oh man, I feel old in this bar. I'll go to the next bar.
Yeah.
So like,
So
if
the age groups keep moving around the bars.
I mean,
Pretty
if
much.
I go out in Leanhan's now some weekend, I'll feel like I'm an old man in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't go
So
near
now
it.
I'll go to the Bounty and I'll recognise all my friends in the Bounty now.
Yeah.
Well, if I went to Leanhan's, I wouldn't know anybody anymore. But all those young people go to Leanhan's because they know why all their friends are going there.
So
Plus,
eventually
there's no
they'll-
old fogies hanging around.
Yeah.
So the Bounty is the new bar. Like, I'll go to the Bounty for a pint now.
Yeah.
So the Bounty's my bar
And
now.
there's pizza there.
The High Horse, it's a lovely, isn't it? The High Horse was kind of the place to go as well, wasn't it? That was splitting the...
Same scenario though, but I think it just got a bad crowd going in there.
Yeah,
and a lot of
yeah,
people went in and go, I don't want to stand with this mad crowd.
And
It's
Leanhan's
a tough
kinda-
business in Trim though, because it's such it is really a small place, like for
Yeah.
the amount of pubs.
Yeah. Well, and
going
it's
in.
any town, isn't it, really? when you
And
think
I think it is dear to go out for drinks too. So you're not going to be going out every weekend or whatever. Like
That's true, yeah. I don't know how bars are surviving. Anyway, sorry. You're on the road. You're on the
Yeah.
road in the camper.
Yep.
You're making it to... Where are we now?
oh, it's got solar panels, as I said, and
right,
then it has your gas. It has lights inside. It's obviously insulated because it's grand and warm.
Yeah.
And then it's got like blackout curtains in all the windows and stuff. So it's very handy. And then it also has the electrical hookup. So you can go to a campsite and I think is it like 25 without the electric, and then it's 30 with an electric.
Oh, it's
hookup.
class, isn't it?
Yeah. So Dale Farm was really nice, and I got to see the place, like the background, and I got to see Nick.
Who's Nick?
He's the guys. He's on the YouTube channel with Joanna.
Very good.
Can
Did you talk to him?
Go on.
No, just waved. I was like, I was that fool that was waving at you. Hi, Nick.
We have to tag them now. You have
Yeah.
to tag everyone.
Oh, tag everyone.
But come here to me. When you woke up in the camper, was there loads of condensation on the inside of the van?
No,
giggly. It was like the hand on the window.
That's not what I meant. I meant just, was it stuffy when you woke up? And was it
no, not this one. I do see that with people talking about campers and all, but then it depends what grade I think the windows are,
right? Okay.
and obviously maybe how big or area it is too, and the temperature outside. Where although it was raining some of the time, it was still quite warm.
All right. Okay.
So it wasn't too bad. But as soon as I opened the big door, it all dissipated, like, and stuff. And we done the usual Irish thing. Of course, we brought the hurdles and the slitter. So every campsite you went, you
You'd have
kind
poke
of
around.
put the out flag down to
Good.
say we're Irish
Go.
and
Nice.
start
Where
pucking the
people
place
going,
around.
what's that stick?
Yeah, exactly. You know.
And you were
What's
you're
that
with
stick, mate?
yeah. What's that? You were with your girlfriend,
Yes.
and so you obviously go a lot, traveling with your girlfriend a lot, as in go to hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Was this the longest time you've spent with her in a one enclosed place? Like
Plus a
sleeping?
day.
Plus a day.
So we've gone on like 6 days before. This is the first 7 days one.
Ooh.
Yeah. The thing though about the camper is because you don't own it, you have your suitcases. So obviously if it was your own camper, you would have packed your clothes in it.
Yeah.
So when you open it up, we had to like take the cases out and put them in the front to make your space
So
in
you're
the back
living
and
out
stuff,
a case.
and put your
Pain,
table.
yeah.
Where obviously if it's your own camper, you've packed that from at home, and away you go.
Yeah.
But no, the Fox we stayed in Chippy Nortan, lovely room. I think they only had like 6 rooms upstairs. It's amazing the varying price of food. Like one day we'd get our dinner for like £58, and another day then I think it was £92. in all different places. But you can see as you're travelling down south that your menu changes. There's
Right.
like certain things that was on every menu at the start, like the fish finger sandwich or the fish sandwich.
Yeah.
And then the hunter's chicken kind of took over, and that was nearly on, and just the different regions and all.
Just depends. Yeah.
But Chippy Nortan's a nice little town, and then I know there's a campsite obviously right beside
Clarkson's farm.
Yeah, Clarkson Farm, Dilly Squat Farm. But I like I said, I didn't know whether I was going to like being in the camper or not. So it turns out it probably would have been grand for the whole week, but you live and learn.
Yeah.
So we went out at like, it opened at 9:30, and we were out at 10 to 10, and the whole road was filled with cars.
You went in at 9:30 and you were done by 10 to 10?
No, we were out there at 10 to 10.
Oh, right.
So
okay,
we left,
okay.
we checked out from the Fox, and we drove out, which is about, I think it was 10 minutes or whatever.
Okay.
And you drive down the road that it's on, and they're doing up the car park at the moment, so you couldn't drive in, so you had to park on the road.
Right.
So you drove down, must have been the guts of 700-800 meters down the road, and the whole line of cars.
No way.
And as you're walking, and we went in the last car, say, and then when we came back out, there must have been another 20-40 cars.
That's amazing, isn't it?
And you can see all the local people, because obviously it's not wide enough.
But he's not there, is he?
No.
I mean, it's just a little place
Yeah.
that's on the
So-
TV show.
If you watch
Crazy.
it, so you have the farm shop, and then you have what was the lambing shed in the first season. So that's there, right? And you can imagine that they're only letting maybe 4 or 5 in at a time to the shop.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's someone there. So the line goes down the shed, up the end of the shed, down like
wow.
a little U, heading back towards the road, and that's where we joined it. So there's about maybe 40-50 people ahead of us when we joined the queue.
Oh, my God. How
Get-
long were you waiting in total till you got to that shop?
About 45 minutes.
Get out of
That
town.
would. I thought you just walk in, buy
No.
something.
Yeah.
So
I'd be gone.
Yeah.
by the time we were at the door of the shop, that queue was now heading back down the lane, like.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I
So
wouldn't
there
do
was-
it. I wouldn't.
No, I'd give up.
Yeah.
There's some queues that I look at and I'd be there for maybe about 5 minutes. I'm like, this is not
No,
worth
Well,
it.
it was Sarah that convinced me, because
God.
I was just happy enough seeing it. So like, you can still go in. There's a food thing at the back, so you can go buy food. To
So you
serve.
don't have to queue.
No, you don't have to go into the shop.
Oh, right, okay. The
And
queue's just
then
for the shop.
What's in the lambing shed now is like local, what do you call them, crafts people. Those like
right.
one of your friends, the wood burning person.
Oh, very
Selling
good.
things. There was like a leather that was selling like belts made from leather local. There was a soap lady there as well.
The amount of money he's
Then
making out of that.
you can get pints. So what people were doing was
Class.
they were switching who was queuing. So one will go over and maybe
Oh,
get a
good
pint, bring it
idea.
back and things like that. Now, I wasn't going to bother. I was happy enough seeing it. And Sarah was like, no, we'll queue. Sure, it was nice, like it was sunny. Now,
Yeah,
if
you
it was
just chill out.
raining, it was going to be different.
Yeah.
So we walked around, and it was about 40-45 minutes. It wasn't too bad. And then we went in, and I was like, oh, I'll take that. Oh, look at that. And I ended up buying too many things.
Of course, yeah.
But,
so
but you're there.
what's the heel of the hunt there? It's all the stuff that they make on the farm, is it?
Yeah, so, well, like, everything, like, this is funny, because it's a farm shop, like, the fruit and veg is just at the door, and nearly everybody walks by it, because they're buying the things, like, the
things you
souvenirs.
can bring home.
But Sarah bought one of the punnets, the strawberries. She had them met before we got to the till. And then they have like a wooden spoon with it on it, aprons, hats. Then you have the stuff they actually make there, like the Hawkstone beer. And I seen a lad going out with like 2 crates of it. They have the jams, the marmalades, the honey, then what he calls the cow juice. You can buy the bottle, or and fill it if you want. But I just bought the bottle.
Nice.
And then there's obviously hats, t-shirts, and all different things like that. And then they
amazing.
also have like a fridge with the meat and all that that's selling everything.
So it's a money-making business.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
and obviously everything is like, the mug might be £10 in a gift shop in the town, of that town or whatever. But his mug is like £15, like.
Right, okay.
So everything is, that's like, but like, I bought too much, what I thought was too much. Then you see who was ahead of you and who was after you, and thinking, oh fuck, I didn't spend that much on
It's
it.
amazing, isn't it? Like, just that little opportunity to be on TV, and you can just turn it into anything you
Well,
want.
if you're watching
Great.
Clarkson's farm, because Britain left the EU, because the size of his farm, he lost 82,000 of subsidies from the EU.
All right, okay. Well, he's making it back up again, obviously.
Yeah, and I know people saying, "Oh, you're a personality, you don't need money," but it is actually his farm, and he does own it, and he does want to make money and run it. So that's been diversified, and the local community sometimes made it a little bit tough for him as well, but like planning permission and all. But then when you're walking up the road and you see what is probably local people coming down that road, and you have to pull in, and you're waiting to get by and everything. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a hassle.
At the same time, the amount of money he's brought to that area.
Yeah, well, village, we wouldn't have spent 90-something euro in the Fox pub to eat there and then £90 to stay there if we weren't going to see him. Because the only reason I know about Chippy Nortan, and I googled that for somewhere to stay, is because of Clarkson's farm.
It's because of that's the place where your man wouldn't go beyond.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Now we didn't go to the other place, Chislington. That was down the other way because we're on to our next stop.
Yeah.
So we went then to Bath. We went to Castlecombe, right? So if you're going to Castlecombe is one of two majestic villages, apparently, most picturesque in England. So they're trying to stop cars going through it. So if you're visiting, there's like a car park like about 1 kilometre outside the village.
Yeah.
It was the only car park we came to that you couldn't tap for parking.
Right, okay. And
they wouldn't let you download the app because it's not in your region.
Yeah.
So if you're going to Castlecombe, it was nice to drive through, but there's loads of nice villages to drive through. It was nothing extra special, and to stop there. And then we went into Bath for food. Then we went to the hideout. The hideout was a fabulous camping spot.
Right.
Like, the hills and the views outside was down this tiny little road. And the lady there, what was her name? Jackie, I think her name was. And like the facilities were grand. There was like you obviously have to walk up to the toilet or whatever. But it's like a cabin with like a shower and a toilet. There was 2 of them. Now in Dale Farm there was like 7 toilets and 7 showers.
Right.
So it depends how busy you are and what you laid out. But all the facilities was grand and clean.
So you wouldn't recommend it, basically. Is that what you're saying?
I would. And Bath is actually a lovely city as well.
Yeah,
the only thing about Bath is if you drive through Bath, you have to pay £9 for a clean air tax.
Yeah, to get through it. Yeah.
So they have a car park.
Like a clean bath?
They have a they have a car park like outside that does a shuttle bus every 15 minutes to go in. But the Roman baths were worth a trip as well if you're going that way as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Very good.
That is camp. So I would attempt it now. I've heard your story.
Definitely.
Definitely take a boat
I'd
trip.
actually be.
Hold on a second. You've got kids.
Yes.
Keep that in the back of your mind also. You're going to put your kids in a van for a week.
Well, no, like I'm going to do the same. We might fly over and then maybe go to a hotel and probably go like somewhere in the city or something like that.
Yeah, but if you think, right, so there's 4 of you, so you obviously
So not the same at all.
Yeah, kind of the same.
You're just getting a plane to a city.
And just like maybe just get a taxi around, go to a museum or...
That is outdoor living money right there. That's what that is.
Yeah, but you've inspired me.
Basically, what he said is he didn't listen to a word you just said for the last hour.
It's an ideal opportunity for you with like four people going, because obviously you need 4 tickets on a plane.
Yeah.
Then you obviously need 4 beds in a hotel as well.
Yeah.
And you get the camper van and you drive around, you have all your gear there. You don't need to bring extra luggage or pay for extra luggage.
What was your longest time you went that you sat in the car, drove and got to a destination? What was that time?
2.5 hours.
Okay, I could entertain.
Now, the thing is, it's up to yourself. Like, we could have went somewhere halfway. Or you could go to one campsite for a week. I mean, a campsite for 7 nights, 7 trees is 210.
It's a small
so
forest.
you have your
outdoor living.
You have your accommodation for £210 in England. Where you look at a hotel, it's probably going to be £1,000 for a week.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Think about it.
He's convinced.
Think about it.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to we get into like the history of camping and stuff like that, but we don't really have the time to do it now.
No, and I didn't even get to finish my story.
Oh, look, it was riveting, Bertie, but we
I will say though, if you're going to go on the boat, if you want to treat yourself on the way back, the extra €35 for the club class lounge is unreal. Everything's free. You can go up as many times as you want. All the pastries, everything. You get like the free drink. You only have to pay for alcoholic drink and hot
sold.
food.
So
free drink for £35.
You have to pay for the alcoholic.
And how many dances is that like? Is it just the one?
How many dances you get? Like 35 quid. Like,
That's decent.
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't like to see now who's the dancer, but
Some dodgy seasick woman.
The seat goes all the way back. you get to watch out the windows. The boat's going.
the bar
Fantastic.
woman. She has to stop halfway through to go, oh, there's a lad at the bar there.
I just have to go over and make a cup of tea for him.
An Irish coffee. I'll be a bit longer, love. So, yes, definitely.
Okay. Let's.
What are we doing next?
Is chocolate. Quickie is chocolate. Tastes like chocolate. Never tasted before. Don't sample that.
So it's Toffee Crisp versus Kit Kat,
Big one.
which is a tough one because these are two. I do like both of these a lot. These would be two of my go-to bars.
Now, I don't know if this was the case with the last one, but I got the Kit Kat Chunkies.
That's controversial.
Oh, these are. Oh, you got the Kit Kat Chunkies. Oh,
Yes.
they don't taste as nice as the Four Fingers.
No, I don't agree.
Oh, do you?
No.
You like a chunky, do
I
you?
prefer the chunky Kit Kats.
So you prefer width over length?
It's a bit. Look, it's a bit like the third team coming out for Man United there at the weekend. It's just
that was chaotic. That
just a bit now.
Ericsson,
It's not
and
the real.
kids.
It's not the real Kit Kat.
Ericsson, the kids.
But
So
Do
this
you know
is.
Harry Maguire are two brothers that play football too?
Go on.
Oh no, did you know that?
No, I didn't.
No, neither did
I thought there was a joke.
No, no,
there's
no.
a punchline there.
They're meant to be good.
I heard a good joke today. It was like, what do you call?
They booed him.
They booed Harry Maguire. Of course
Yeah,
they did.
in the
He's
Viva.
terrible at football. What do you call a teenage girl who is tired of talking about climate change?
Greta.
Regreta Thunberg.
Oh, it's close.
That's pretty good.
Regreta.
Regreta Thunberg.
Anyway, so Kit Kat. Let's open this
So
up.
Kit Kat, sorry, yeah.
Chunky.
So Kit Kat. Did we say who we're versus against?
Yeah, Toffee Crisp.
Toffee Crisp. So this is a Kit Kat we're having now. Oh, smells amazing.
Yeah, understood. Still damn good. I think you're right though. The other Kit Kats are a little bit tastier.
It's a Nestle off. They're both Nestle.
Yeah.
I do like that. Like that's nice for a cup of tea, but I still like breaking the fingers
All right.
and having the four fingers. Now, if I was on the go, I'd get chunky. If I was at home with a cup of tea, I'd have the fingered.
Oh, it's so good.
There's a joke brewing there, was there? I saw your eyes furrowing for a second. I was like, no, he's going to say something.
I'm out for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can't beat a Kit Kat.
Love a good finger.
Super good.
But these, as I said, these are two of my favourite. So I'm torn. These are the ones I always buy.
I had trouble getting a toffee crisp, actually. To be honest.
Yeah.
Tough getting it. What, finding them?
It's a bank holiday.
Oh,
open.
you went. Oh, well, yeah. Where did you go?
Tesco's for those. And then I had to go. I found a newsagent in
There was
Devon,
none. There's no toffee crisp in Tesco's.
Nope.
Even a multi-pack.
Nope.
Even
Nothing.
only oh wow. It's like that fucking karma going.
Do you know what else I noticed today, which is quite strange around Navan, which I don't see very often? There was no homeless people around the place.
It's bank holiday.
I know.
They have a day off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, where were they?
In their house, homes.
What? That doesn't make sense. Just very interesting. I think there's something behind it. It is there. Is there an element of it that is
That place
business,
that they always come down to is probably closed today. Yeah.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
I did get asked for £2 just downstairs.
That was one of my
Same guy.
students, I'd say.
You want to? Yeah.
He's still trying to get back to Blanche, is he?
He was looking for the money for the bus.
Need to pay
£2
me
for the bus.
Oh, that fella. Yeah. I didn't see him actually. There you go. Well, that throws my theory out the window.
Yeah.
Right, it's toffee crisp time. Go on.
Yeah, well, there's only two.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? This?
You're not going to eat a whole toffee crisp each, are
I'll
you?
give you half of mine.
Oh
Bert.
yeah, okay. So do you want the full one? On me and
No,
John and half?
no.
Because I'm after being on holidays.
No, I said I don't want to eat the full
Oh,
toffee
yeah.
crisp. I just have a little bit of one.
Right,
Okay.
Everyone's half. Here.
Go on, yeah, I'll break that.
Yeah,
off.
break that over there.
Break the toffee crisp.
Cheers.
Oh Jesus.
They don't break well, do they?
No, they're a bit. What's it? Stringy.
Ah, you see, you have the caramel there as well as the bit of biscuit. There's just a little bit more to toffee crisp.
Oh. Yeah.
That's more of a treat now. Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, toffee crisp. Sorry,
No, I'm Kit Kat.
you're going to kick up.
Wait. Don't like your tune.
No, that toffee
Too much
crisp.
work.
Toffee crisp.
My jaws are sore now.
Yeah. What works like your jaw? So it means like you're losing weight as you're gaining weight.
He'd be like Zac Efron now with his
Really
big
that
jaw.
double chin.
Yeah, it's all like going to the belly, but the chin is getting away, so you're like shrinking here and going down there.
that is super nice with a cup of tea though, because it melts the caramel with waffle tea.
Yeah, I'm going toffee crisp. I have to say, I changed my mind completely there. I just said there's nothing better than a Kit Kat, and I was like, oh, actually, a toffee crisp's better. So that's a quarter final, is it?
That's quarterfinals.
So we have to stick that up on Wednesday and see what happens there.
It's that time, you know the name. It's the reason we all came. Find the words that are the same. It's that time to play the waffle game.
Come here, you. Rock, paper, scissors. Bachuba. Why do I always automatically go scissors?
Because I know you do.
I know.
Okay, John, do you want A or B?
Stupid
A,
fingers.
please.
Okay. 30 seconds on the clock.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Are you ready, John?
No.
This isn't going to be John's wheelhouse
Good.
now, but we'll give it a go.
Oh, do you think the other one's going to be my wheelhouse?
It might be.
Fantastic.
Okay.
It's soccer, isn't it?
It is soccer because
Oh,
their Premier League.
no.
The Premier League is back this weekend.
All right. Okay. Well,
Hey.
I'm probably going to win this.
Need
Don't
names
forget to
can I
join
make
our
up?
fantasy football league. Okay.
What's the code again? No.
In 30 seconds, John, can
Mhm.
you name 5 soccer teams based in London?
Chelsea.
Ooh, I think we've done this. But anyway, yeah.
Chelsea, London FC,
Oh my
London
God.
Wanderers,
Oh, I love him.
Emmerdale,
They're
EastEnders.
yeah, they're good.
London, Chelsea FC, Chelsea Young Youth.
Technically, he's not wrong.
Um,
Technically,
the Tower FC,
Tower
Lon-
FC.
Tower, London Tower, London Bridge FC.
Time.
That was a joke all day.
Dear God.
Like, come on, lads. I literally do not know anything about football.
That's a hard one. I mean, I probably would have got all of them, but like,
Do you want to give it a go before you actually get your...
okay, so Luton Town, West Ham, Spurs,
Fuck's sake, these are all places in London.
Charlton, Arsenal. Who else is in there?
Arsenal is from like the county of
Brentford is Brentford's in Brentford, but is that not London actually?
Yeah, do you want to stop there?
Yeah, go on. Did I get them all?
You got 3.
All right, okay.
Okay, so your category, Scotty, is in 30 seconds. Can you name 5 football teams in the northwest of England?
Oh, which one's the northwest?
Northwest.
Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, Newcastle United. Is that not northwest? No. Jeez, I don't know who else is over there.
I might win this.
You might actually. Norwich, Derby, Bolton Wanderers, Birmingham, Aston Villa. Is that over that side? No, it's not. Oh, is it? Yeah.
That's the Midlands, sir. 4 seconds.
God, I don't know. Everton. I got one in over the line there, I think.
You did, just on the line.
How many did I get?
You got 1.
Did you?
So
No, you got none, actually.
Which is
Is
Oh,
Chelsea
did you?
not in London?
Chelsea is London, but it's not on my list.
Oh no.
So we'll
okay.
go with London, okay? So we had Arsenal,
Yeah, I got that.
Tottenham Hotspurs,
Thought it was
Got that
from.
one.
Watford,
Oh, Watford.
yeah, Brentford,
Oh, I did say Brentford as well.
yeah, and Fulham.
Oh, Fulham.
Too many teams in London. Too many teams.
There's
And
loads.
the northwest of England is Liverpool and Man United. You
Yes.
are correct.
All them players that bump into each
And,
other.
and Everton
Literally, they can't walk around London
Yeah.
for bumping into.
and Bolton.
Sorry,
Wanderers.
Bolton. Oh, Bolton. Yeah.
The only one you missed was Burnley.
Oh, did I say Bolton? Did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Sounds like if you
Ooh.
swung a cat in London, you'd hit a football player.
Yeah. Well, I don't know really to be out because you imagine you being famous
at night.
and you
Although-
walking down the street and people
You can't swing your cat around because Kurt Zoom would stand on it.
Who?
kick it.
Yeah,
Got to
there's a football player who kicked his cat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that guy.
Controversy.
Oh, okay. Is it time for shellbombs?
Shellbombs.
Oh, did I win again? That's 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, congratulations.
It's on a bit of a roll there.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was going to do this out. Well, I thought we were going to be talking about camping a little bit today, but we actually
We were.
We
You could have hopped in there anytime.
did. We kind of we touched upon it once when I said I thought we were going to be talking about camping. But anyway, in the United States, on average, campers went on 3.8 trips per year. That each lasted an average of 2.7 nights. They drove 146 miles to their destination and set up camp about 1/4 of a mile away from their cars. Is that interesting? 146. That's a hell of a distance to be going.
Yeah.
146 miles. And then to set up 1/4 of their mile away from their car. That's a pretty far distance away too.
Is that wild camping or just camping in general?
That's camping in general.
Mm.
That's a long distance away from your car, isn't it?
It
A
is,
quarter
yeah.
of a mile.
Mm.
I don't think I'd be camping that far away from my car.
Yeah. England's all in miles and yards and
Mm.
it's annoying.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Right, go on. Sorry, that's just my little fact there.
Camping to me now is, I don't know if it's camping without setting a fire somewhere
Ooh.
and then putting s'mores on them.
Ooh,
S'mores.
nice.
Like a
So
s'more.
just speaking of s'mores,
You just set yourself up there for a segue.
speaking of s'mores, 1927 was the first time s'mores was mentioned in a recipe book.
No way.
The Girl Scouts recipe book. Yeah,
That's right, yeah.
And is s'mores just the marshmallow melting or in between two biscuits?
I think it's in between two biscuits is a s'more,
Okay.
and then the other one is just marshmallow.
Did you know in England
Oh, is this your did you know?
the way the traffic lights go?
It's not
So-
the same as here?
No, they go amber both ways. So they go green, amber, red, and then they go amber, green.
Oh.
So like
prepare to go.
exactly. So you can see that amber, and then you put it in gear, and as soon as like the green goes, you're already moving. So you're not wasting any green light time.
What if you missed that's a good idea. What if you missed the red light and it's on amber and you're coming up to it and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is stop or go.
Put the foot down.
Just keep going and then it goes red and then there's a crash.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was handy to amber the other way.
It's a good idea. Do you know the other thing that's quite handy in the States is the turn right on red. It'd be turn left on red here.
Oh,
So
you
if
can
there's
turn left and red.
if there's a left turn
You
on
can turn right if you want.
if there's nothing coming, you can go around
What if
left.
there's pedestrian road?
Well, you can't go across it obviously if there's a pedestrian going, but if there's no one on it, you can go right on red in the States, which is quite good.
We were in Conway earlier on the way back,
David
and we were
Conway,
walking up the street, and there's
David.
this
Weird. He's everywhere.
Patrick Conway.
hotel,
his brother.
and you have to go down like a narrow alleyway in order to get to the car park. And this lad just like tore into that hole.
What?
I tell you,
Jesus.
he just tore right into it. Do you know the way when
He's
you go
still
to turn
talking
in,
about what?
turn in, you're meant to go out and in, like, where he just came up and went to go that way.
Just put a snippet
And
just of that to now.
And David Conway's name mixed in between.
and I was walking up the street, and obviously I stopped for him to pull in, and I just looking. He's hitting his wing mirror. Oh, he did his wing mirror.
no.
Oh, he's going to stop. And I'm literally like standing at the car, and I'm like, "You're going to hit the wall," and he just kept going, and you know that metal grind, and you know the little bit that like the fancy bit, you call it along your car, the little plastic bit. Some cars have them, and it just fell off. And I was there looking, and I just turned and walked into the shop because I didn't want any part of it.
Oh no.